Hello. I'm gonna skip opening my oysters tonight. I don't feel like dealing with that, so it's gonna be another night I do that. Someday I'll surprise ya. For all of you who are confused when I say that, back in probably December. No, it was Black Friday. I ordered them. I watched the shows on the Facebook where they open the oysters and you get pearls. And one of the places at that time that I watched had a sale, so I ordered some open at home oysters. I got 10 of them. Pretty much the only person I watch, once in a while I'll tinker and look at other ones, but the main person I watch is Tracy. She has My Mermaid Treasures, and I really like them. They do two different kinds of shows. They do a PG show, which is earlier in the evening, and then they do one later on at night. Well, they have one that I think it starts like 8:30 until they open all their orders, and then they stop for a little while, then they start up again, usually about 11 o'clock at night, which is PAD, which stands for Pearls After Dark, and they get a little raunchy and funny, and so I enjoy watching them. So that's why I have oysters to open. I am going to order myself some for my birthday in May, I do believe, from Tracy, and watch her open them on Facebook. Someday I will order some from her. So yeah, that's what the oyster thing's about. And then today I talked to my aerobics instructor. She's like, I'm so glad you talked to me. I said, I have told them over and over again, talk to her, just talk to her. I said, I don't want to see that the seniors stop coming because they feel it's too much for them. And we had a really good conversation, and she was so glad. I said, I don't know what they're doing today. I know, because I went to an early class today of hers. I went like 11 o'clock this morning. I said, I heard rumors that they're going to have some sort of meeting out in the lobby before the 2 o'clock class. I said, maybe you can have a talk with them and, see what they need. I said, oh, no, she said to me, she goes, would you mind if I talk to them? I said, you need to talk to them. She said, yeah, I'm going to approach them and say, hey, I have had this feeling you guys have some issues that you need to talk to me about. She said, because she's felt vibes for a while. So she knows there are some unhappy campers. So I'm glad I got that off my chest with her. And she's like, I'm only teaching till the end of February. That was the deal I made. She said, because I have another job. I work during the main season. She does works for like a wedding catering place. So once, that starts, she said, I went through the end of February. She said, and then Brenda was supposed to come back and work a little in March until somebody was here to replace for a permanent job for the Tuesday, Friday aerobics. Tim, who is a member of our class, he's trying to get certified so he could take over the class. So there's a lot of things in the works. But I had fun at aerobics today because her class at 11 o'clock that was the very first class I ever took at the Y. It's very upbeat, a lot of more modern music, a little bit of choreograph. But I enjoy it. I do need to go to that class more often because I really do enjoy it. So I got in that class, got out, took Dad to lunch. And then I came home and got all my stuff. Here's my list of stuff. All of it's crossed off. Everything's laid out on my desk, nice and neatly for me and my cousin to talk about tomorrow. Because usually he comes between 10 and 12 in the morning, between 10 and noon. So when I get up tomorrow, I'll call him and say, hey, what's the plan? Do I need to feed you? Dad'll be gone tomorrow. He has to go pick up. They go pick up 2 cars. So Dad, his friend Larry. Larry's been itching to get out of the house now that Joni's doing pretty good and stay at the house by herself. And his friend Billy Joe Babs. Dad and him have been friends for. Actually, Bill was one of the groomsmen in my dad's wedding. So they're gonna go drive over to Walled Lake, Michigan. Pick up 2 vehicles at the same dealer. and then all 3 drive back separately. So they'll be gone he'll be gone most of the day tomorrow, because I think it's 3 hours one way there. So, and they stop for breakfast, and he's a piddler. But his shoulders were horrible this morning. The medicine that the pharmacist, because my dad takes low doses of everything. He's not on really high, because he's kind of like one of those borderline people. He kind of borderline has cholesterol issues, borderline has blood pressure issues. Blood pressure medicine, there is no problem there. He's on a medicine that ends in statin. I can't remember the beginning of it, but statin medicines sometimes have a tendency of wreaking havoc in people's bodies. So the pharmacist says, you're on such a low dose. He said, just go off of that for a week or so and see if you feel a difference. And then metformin was another one. Instead of taking 2 a day, he's going to take just 1 a day and see if he feels any difference in the neck. It'll take 2 or 3 days to see. I said, Dad, if it doesn't, I said, maybe you're going to have to go get shots in your shoulders at the orthopedist. So we're going to see what happens. His left shoulder tends to be much worse than his right one. Now, my right one's the one that went out when I had a problem. But mine was bursitis. The heck that was. See, when my grandma turned 75, so 85, 12 years ago, that was my first, are you back there? Hi, Kitty. Kitty. Hey, what you doing? What you doing back there? That was the first time I ever had a shot. And let me tell you, I have always been petrified of needles. Petrified when I was younger. So she's like, I mean, I'm having this problem right when I'm doing all this stuff for this surprise party for my grandma. Like, the time that it's supposed to be happening, all the companies starting to come in from out of town. So I'm at the doctor. She's like, we can do an injection in your joint. And I'm like, isn't there a pill? Can I just take a pill? She's like, yeah, you can take a pill. It's going to take several weeks for you to feel better. If we do a shot, you'll feel better in a couple days. Okay. So they did it. And when I came home from the doctor, my cousins were here from Oregon in the driveway. I talked to them. I'm like, don't hug this side because this side hurts really bad. But in a couple days, my shoulder felt a lot better. And once I started getting injections in my knees, I'm like, bring on the needles. I don't care anymore. Do what you got to do. Take blood. Take blood. I have a lucky vein right over here. I have a lucky vein. It doesn't bother me anymore. I got over that. If it's going to make me feel better, shoot me. Shoot me. So now I'm getting ready to, see, it's 5:50. I'm going to go make a snack and see what I have recorded in the DVR. Watch some stuff. Got to empty my bladder. That's probably going to be number 1 thing to do. Kitty, she's back here. She's taking a bath. She's bathing. Heidi was laying in here, and I was in my chair, and I stomped on the floor, so she knew I was getting ready to roll my chair because I didn't want to roll over her because she was out where she would. So I have to make sure she feels. As soon as she felt me stomp on the floor, she's like, "Up, moving." So she went out with us today because it's 55 degrees. It's foggy this morning. There was some school delays because of the fog. But we got to the Y. We got in just light rain. We come out. I come out, still light rain. We get in the van, turn on the road. Downpour. It poured. And as we're driving to the restaurant, I'm like, man, I hope it lets up before we get there. Because we were going to Indiana. And poured. I said, well, at least it's knocking all the salt and dirt off my van because poured. So luckily when we got to the restaurant, it had lit up, and I'm like, okay, we get inside, look out the window again, pouring again. I'm like, man, oh man, it's February, pouring rain, 55 degrees. It's just like when I was a kid, winter came, stayed, it left, like broke up in March. There was no 60-degree days in January or 55-degree days in February. It's just crazy, I say. Crazy! But now I'm gonna zip it, whoop, and head off.